history has been made in Canadian basketball. One hand down, all over the defense.
One-hand cockback.
Oh! Bringing the fans to their feet, putting a man in the rim.
Ain't that awesome? Oh my Lord!
Welcome to the NPA on NPH.
Welcome to the new era of basketball. They doubted you. They overlooked you. They didn't believe in you. But now, everything changes. No more sidelines. No more being underrated. No more sleeping. It's time for your game to speak. NPH has traveled the world. We've connected with the top players. We've built this stage. And now, it's time. Time for the game to rise. Time for you to rise. Time for the basketball world to wake up. Welcome to the new era of basketball.
scooped out by Tenari and missed the lob for RNS. Still scoreless so far here.
Simmons in the corner. Give it back up top. Tenari tries a three. Back iron. And Al-Jabbar will grab his first board of the ball game. Pasegna hands it off. Back in the corner. Pasegna contested. Good. A big three by Rocco Pasegna. Trying to respond. Acosta Reyes dumps it for Simmons. Up top, Pasegna hard guarding him. Spinning in the paint, gives it off. Acosta Reyes can't get one. Kept in by Lincoln Prep, but will be turned over to RNS. Mantley hands it off. Zach White had 26 points yesterday. Driving in, trying to find a lane, and the spin off the backboard buys it for him.
Little dipsy-do there from Zach White. Fancy finish to put RNS up even more in a 5-2 game so far.
Bryce Knoll hands it off. Tenari, defender in front of him, dumps it to Acosta Reyes, spins, fires. Al-Jabbar comes down with it. Al-Jabbar will bring it up the court himself. Can he find a lane? Spinning a defender, looks for backboarded in, grabs his rebound, but I believe we'll see a foul instead, as the bucket will not count. It was a foul on the initial attempt there from Kareem Al-Jabbar.
Al-Jabbar carrying on a 2026 NPA All-Star appearance. Going to the line for two. Looking to grow this lead even more.
Yeah, he was second in points yesterday in that game against Tall Pines at 24, only two shy of a team-high 26 from Zach White.
Also dropped 38 earlier on the season against the top team in the league in Crestwood.
And they're both flush there from Al-Jabbar. And the Huskies will start to run the offense. Here's Bryce Knoll. Will give it off. Simmons, top of the arc, trying to dance past Al-Jabbar, finds a bit of space. Bit of dipsy-do there, won't be able to find it. And here comes the other way, Pasegna. Fast transition, cranks the three, money! Acosta Reyes trying to respond. Up top, Simmons around the horn. Here's the response. Got it.
Judah Price Knoll with an instant counter gets his point total up to 5 early.
Al-Jabbar likes it. Bingo! The big man from deep. Threes are flying off the shelves here, Cam, early on. Driving in, Acosta Reyes, the floater. Yes.
A lot of back and forth basketball to start off this tight game. RNS leading 13-7.
Pasegna gives it to Al-Jabbar. He's been hot as of recently. He gets knocked off his rhythm and will be calling for a travel. And so that will result in a turnover. Substitution coming to the game as well for Lincoln Prep. Tyree Ward joins the game, averaging 2.9 points per game. Here's Jalen Simmons. Simmons finds a lane, 3 buys in front of him, tries to tank through it. Will be fouled, and instead, a result of it will be a couple attempts at the charity stripe.
Jalen Simmons, 3rd in steals per game so far this season with 2.1. 18.8 points per game tacking on to it.
That is good for 2nd on Lincoln Prep in points, just shy, 0.3 points per game shy of leading the team. Acosta Reyes, the label on that one. Second free throw was good, goes 1 for 2 at the line. Fast transition, Zach White hands it, palms it down. White looking for a lane, drives through Acosta Reyes, but too heavy on it. Fast transition. Stepping back is Bryce Knoll. Calm it down. Trying to play it around the horn. Here's the interference though by Mantley. Spins and lays it in. As Elijah Mantley goes end to end and finishes it off with his fancy move.
Elijah Mantley with 5 quick points for RNS, growing that lead.
Driving in, Ward hands it off. Simmons slips through him like butter, and out of bounds it goes, what resulted in a turnover. And a timeout called by Lincoln Prep. Gonna talk over how to disrupt the amount of turnovers they've had as of recently. They're down by 7 when we come back. More first quarter action with Lincoln Prep and Rothsay Netherwood.
My name is Chaz Louisi from Arete Threads. We are going to outfit a basketball player from head to toe. We do on-court apparel for uniforms, and then we do warm-up apparel, shooting shirts, off-court apparel. We do track suits, and then we do backpacks to carry all the gear to games to and from. Like North Pole Hoops helping on the league side and exposure side, we're going to help with the apparel side as well. You look good, feel good, play good, right? So trying to help kids do that and help as many kids as possible. Right?
Back here to Humber College for our consolation bracket game between Rothsay Netherwood and Lincoln Prep. Fresh after the timeout taken by Lincoln. It's substitutions coming in for Rothsay Netherwood. Tate Van Ritchie, who had no minutes yesterday, the 2029 graduate, gets his first touches on the ball and actually will end up being fouled. And just like that, Van Ritchie is after the charity stripe.
Sets a big screen and gets rewarded for it with a give and go. His chance for his first points of the tournament.
And I expect that both teams will give minutes to the entirety of the depth that they have due to this being the final game. And unfortunately, you're not competing for a national championship at this point with the losses yesterday. So really good experience though. You're still playing teams the best across the nation. So why not sprinkle in a bit of experience for everybody on the floor and on the bench. Van Ritchie nails the second one. And Lincoln Prep will start their offense. Jalen Simmons, who traditionally brings the ball up for Purple, will have it. Cuts through 2. Simmons in the corner. Taking a look there was Tanari. Steps back. Deep 2. Rebound is good by Acosta Reyes. Asenya gets past 1. Zach White taking a look, plays it down to Algebot in the corner. Algebot drives baseline, spins, passes it up top, around the horn. Basenya the deep 3. Front iron will end up in a Lincoln hand. In the corner, fast transition. Ward, yes!
Tyree Ward only 2.9 points per game on the season. Strikes here later in the first quarter with a 3-point play.
Mantley driving in. He finds a lane and the layup is cash. Tanari. No one there on the rebound. Zach White will say thank you very much and bring it up the court himself. Lead now 7. Van Ritchie, Algebot, the two big men passing the ball with each other. Algebot gets the screen, likes the 3, gets the shooter's bounce. And Jalen Simmons will bring it up once more. Gets a screen, bit of space. Van Ritchie in front of him, and Van Ritchie will commit the foul as Simmons, who is 6 foot tall, takes on Tate Van Ritchie, who is 6'10", Cam. 10 inches the difference between those two. But hey, Jalen Simmons comes out with the better expectation.
Simmons doing a great job getting to the line early in this game. Putting up some points, trimming off this lead from RNS. RNS doing a great job facilitating through Algebot. Brings a lot of versatility to this offense.
First one's good from Simmons, looking to go back-to-back at the line, and he will. Elijah Manley will pass it to Al-Jabot. Full court press upcoming here from Lincoln Prep in the corner. 3 look. Says no the first one. Cranks the second. McDonald nets it. And the lead has grown to double digits.
Cohen McDonald with his first points of the game comes in the form of a clean wing 3.
Acosta Reyes responds. String music. Here's Mantley. Will hand it off to Cohen McDonald, who just subbed in this game. Drives in, spins, thinks the 2. Al-Jabot in the paint. Backwards. Got it and one. He wasn't even facing the net, but it doesn't matter. When you have court awareness like Kareem Al-Jabot, you can shoot from anywhere and just know how to get it into the net.
Al-Jabot putting his name on this game very quickly. 10 points on the night so far with 5 rebounds, shooting 3 for 8 from the field and 2 for 3 from 3, stretching the floor for RNS.
Al-Jabot converts on the 3-point opportunity. There's Price Knoll. Trying to get shifty. Spins, loses the defender, left-handed, too heavy. Rebound, though, still bouncing around. Elijah Mantley will take over. Al-Jabot hands it off. One-on-one. Lefty. Got it! And one for a Kareem Al-Jabot.
Shades of Manu Ginobili with that left-hand Euro. Absolutely beautiful. Al-Jabot with 12 points through the first quarter. Looks to make it 13.
And with those numbers, he could be on pace for a 50 bomb. Obviously, he's got to keep that up, but the way he's playing here in the first quarter, still with 2:25 left to go. Wouldn't surprise me, unable to make the free throw, though. Will only outcome with 2 on that possession. Here's Price Knoll. Guarded by White, up top. Tanari drives in, loses it, gets poked away. Cohen McDonald starting the transition, attacks, steps across one, doesn't get the bounce he wanted, ball rolls across the rim, and Lincoln Prep come out with the rebound. Fast transition. Livingston finds a lane, tries to lay it in, and both teams unsuccessful on their latest possessions. Mantley pulls up jumper, back iron. Good rebound, though, as a couple players got lazy. Taking to the rim there was Kasongu. And fouled on the play. Pardon me, that was Akitobi. And Akitobi will go to the line.
Akitobi just checking into the game with a chance to get his first points against Lincoln Prep. Look to grow the lead for RNS, sitting at 13-point deficit.
First one's good from Akitobi. The 6'5" graduate in 2028. And they're both good. As of a substitution coming into the game for Lincoln Prep. Karulena joining the ball game. As Karulena averaging 1.5 points per game. Here's drive again, Acosta Reyes. Tries to find a teammate in Tonnery, but just totally off the same page. And out of bounds it goes.
Miscommunication. Jalen Simmons about to check in. Look to be on the court.
Here's Zach White slowing things down. Tightly guarded there by Jalen Simmons in the corner. Thinking about it there. Pulls up now. Mantley very contested. And Zach White looking to grind away a rebound, but will end up with Acosta Reyes. Fast transition to Livingston. Looks for the alley-oop. On the end of that one was Tonnery, but just hits off the rim. Beneficial there for RNS. And there's a turnover. Good poke there from Tonnery. Looking to go end-to-end. Goes up, and the layup is successful.
Strong take there from Dante Tanari.
Here's Zach White. Looking to get shifty. Looking to pass it off. Battling for it there. As Akitobi will go back up top. Beverly cranks the three. Cha-ching.
Elliot Beverly averaging 8 points on the season with just 1 rebound per game.
Up top. Tanari looking to reach in and get one, will be fouled as Akitobi was all over him.
Crafty play from Dante Tanari. 10 points, 4 rebounds per game with Lincoln Prep this season.
He's tied for the 3rd highest scoring game in the NPA this season, where he jumped 36 on St. Jude's. Gets the first one there. But the Huskies trying to keep this a close game. They're down by 15, just reaching the end of the first quarter. Tanari on the second attempt, back iron. RNS comes down with it. And a foul immediately as Cohen McDonald grabbed it. And it's going to go against him as he takes down Jalen Simmons, who originally looked like he was going to get possession of that ball. And an unnecessary turnover there from RNS. Simmons, Acosta Reyes, gives it back to Simmons, getting fast, over 2, too heavy, but he will be fouled again.
Jalen Simmons doing a fantastic job getting to the line for Lincoln Prep. They got to start converting on these offensive chances. But nonetheless, these will trim the lead just a tiny bit as the first quarter begins to come to a close.
That's exactly what they need right now. Chip away as much as you can and worry about making a drastic difference going into the second quarter. Both are good there from Simmons. And potentially last possession here of the first quarter. It will belong to RNS. Cohen McDonald. White. Looks for a lane, surrounded, takes it hard to the net, and a muscle play there from Zach White. 3 seconds to go. Can Livingston find something over the defender, in and out of the buzzer, and that will do it for the first quarter, Cam.
It's a tough draw for Lincoln Prep, just shooting 39% from the field through the first quarter. But they got to put a stop to Kareem Al-Jabbat. 13 points through this first quarter, shooting 40% from the field and 66% from 3. He's the secret weapon that needs to be stopped.
Rothsay Netherwood have themselves a 15-point lead going into the second quarter. Don't go anywhere. More NPA National Championship action after this short break.
Every player deserves a chance to be seen, a chance to be heard, a chance to leverage opportunities and showcase their skills. At NPH, players and teams can create their very own unique pieces of content, from individual player and team mixtapes to feature stories, program documentaries, and live broadcast experiences. NPH creates high-quality visual content with one purpose: exposure. Canada breeds basketball talent, and the players and programs deserve a chance to showcase it. So wake up, because exposure starts here.
We welcome you back here to Humber College as the first quarter has come and gone between RNS and Lincoln Prep. Jacob Ewing alongside Cam Sterling. And while it was a very, very prominent RNS first quarter here, Cam, they're on pace for 148 points if they can keep up this pace through the next 3 quarters. RNS will have the first possession in the paint, spinning, firing, getting was Santiago Plonk. Jalen Simmons in the corner, wide open. Livingston, fantastic.
Jalen Livingston grabbing his first bucket of the game. Clean corner three.
Cohen McDonald slowing things down, passes it to the corner. Got to be careful there with that Hail Mary. Locks the fire back up top. Back and forth it goes. Mantley over defender. Perfect.
Elijah Mantley, too smooth. 9 points on the day so far.
Quick attack here by the Huskies. Simmons slowing things down, fires it. Cross court, corner three, contested. Got it! Perfect there from Tonari. We'll toss it back and forth. Mantley will toss it around. McDonald likes the three. Defender in his face, doesn't matter. It's a shooting festival here early on in the second quarter. Simmons drives, passes it off. Smart play, Acosta Reyes. Perfect inside the key. Got a feeling this is going to be high scoring, Cam, if these two teams are this efficient on the offense. Here's Plonk over a defender. Scramble in the key to get a rebound. Up top, Cohen McDonald cranks it. Back iron. And Livingston will come down with it. He'll drive quickly, looking to attack. The layup blocked, and I believe it will be called a goaltend.
Just a couple inches away from a chase down block for Cohen McDonald. The Lincoln Prep catch a break and keep this deficit to 12.
Both these teams operating at 1,000,000 miles per hour, it feels like. Back and forth it goes, really taking advantage of how fast both offenses are playing at. In the paint, an easy bucket there for Blanc. Won't miss many of those. Acosta Reyes, 19.1 points a game, a team high. Hands it off to Simmons. But it looks to be a carry called against Acosta Reyes. Not very happy about the call, but it will result in an unnecessary turnover in a game where the Huskies are now down by 14. Open three, look there from Mantley is off, and out of bounds it goes. Will stay in the dark blue territory. Elijah Mantley. Plonk fires. Open look. Maynard. He gets tipped. Quick transition. Livingston in the paint. All alone is Tonnery. Turns, hands it off. Acosta Reyes bullies his way to the bucket.
Such good touch by Acosta Reyes. 19.1 points per game, 8 rebounds per game. Is off to a hot start here with 11 points on the day.
Cohen McDonald kicks it back out. Mantley hands it off. McDonald again. 3-ball. Back iron. And Simmons will grab the rebound at only 6 foot tall. Perfect location. Livingston likes the jumper. And Maynard will bring it down, hand it off to Mantley, and slow things down immediately. Picks the pace back up. McDonald. Plonk. Corner. Shoots it. Beverly. And another board there from Tonari. Both teams not afraid of the jack threes. Simmons, couple in front of him. Hands it out. Tonari up top. Doesn't get the bounce he would have wanted. And Cohen McDonald will be the one to take it up the floor. Bodies hit the floor, doesn't matter. McDonald wide open and doesn't find it there. Livingston fast transition, but McDonald all over that one. He's all alone. Are we having showtime? Takes it around to the defender. Smart play. Gets the layup to go. Another fast transition. Tonari all alone. Looks for the highlight. It won't drop for him though. Mantley pulls the jumper. Offensive rebound by Beverly. Kicks it back out. Foul will be called. Going to be a foul going against Jalen Simmons of Lincoln Prep.
These teams are playing like the Flash here today. So many possessions. Back and forth, taking no less than 5 seconds to get down the court. But RNS are converting on these shot opportunities and getting back on defense to stop Lincoln Prep from making theirs. And RNS keeps locking down on defense. That's going to be the key to this game.
It's a barn burner here at Humber College. Timeout called by RNS, and when we come back, more second quarter action. We welcome you back here to Humber College. Jacob Ewing alongside Cam Sterling. RNS still have themselves a comfortable lead and a possession here after they just took a timeout moments ago. Cohen McDonald tries to play to Algebot, who just freshly subbed in. Two big men subbed into the game as well here, Cam, as Tate Van Ritchie at 6'10" and Kareem Algebot at 6'7", both checking the game for the dark blue jerseys. Cohen McDonald heaves it all the way across to Elliott Beverly. In the paint, they look for Van Ritchie. He's got a chance, he takes it. Back iron. Fast transition here. Look in the corner, Simmons. Slows things down. Tries to play with Algebot, kicks it to the corner. Open three, look. Too heavy. Algebot comes down with it. Attacking there by Simmons. Algebot loses it. Still having to play fancy, a little bit too fancy though. Over and back called against Kareem Algebot. Results in a turnover. Jalen Livingston will be the one to step up and take it, averaging 7.6 points per game. Tightly guarded, hands it off. Driving there's Price Noel, poked it out of bounds. And that will result in another turnover there. Can't waste away possessions. Corner, open look. Maynard likes it. Back and forth, the rebound goes. Maynard gets it back. And he couldn't finish the three moments ago, but he'll certainly take the two.
There's that hustle from Elijah Maynard for his first bucket of the day.
Jalen Simmons trying to dipsy-doodle pass two. Kicks it to the corner, driving baseline there. That was Acosta Reyes. Body hits the floor. Foul will be called. Going against, I believe, that's going to be going against Cohen McDonald.
Acosta Reyes wanted that in one play, but looks like the foul's going to be on the ground.
A couple substitutions coming in the game for Lincoln Prep. Tenari subs back in, as well as Hawa.
Dante Tenari coming in, looking to combat this double big lineup from RNS with Tate Van Ritchie and Kareem Algebot.
But
all while giving Acosta Reyes a bit of a break, putting up a lot of production in favor of the Lincoln Prep Huskies.
Bit of confusion here where this inbound's going to be. It will go on the sideline instead of the baseline. Jalen Simmons scanning his options, goes to the corner to Tenari. He likes the three, initially wanted the pass. Heavy, Algebot comes down. And Algebot looks like he wants to run the floor himself, calls the screen. Van Ritchie provides it. Algebot end-to-end, can he finish? Van Ritchie looking to finish him off. And a foul will be called. And shooting now will be the big man.
Tate Van Ritchie, a monster on the offensive board so far here today. The dynamics between Kareem Algebot and Tate Van Ritchie have been so fluid with the screens, the big screens that Van Ritchie sets at the top of the key, and Kareem Algebot just able to work on the offense. This is the reason RNS is up here today.
And Tate Van Ritchie, the youngest player on the court here today, a 2029 graduate, and with the height of 6'10", and the skill set we've seen here today in the first quarter and a half, you think maybe see a future potentially in the NCAA, potentially. He's got lots of height and young guy getting minutes in a big game like this.
It's on the table for any of these players here at the NPA Championship Tournament. But Tate Van Ritchie, a lot of potential, a very raw prospect that can develop literally anything because he's so good at what he does that all he can do now is diversify his skill set.
Zach White with the layup. Pretty move there from White. Bryce Knoll will have the objective of bringing it up here for the Huskies. Knoll gets the screen, drives baseline, reverse layup. Will meet the bottom of the rim and be poked out of bounds. Substitution coming to the game for Lincoln Prep. Acosta Reyes will join us back on the court. And Kasungu will take a seat after playing a few minutes. And you wonder the call here, Cam. Tate Van Ritchie is taking free throws. I believe it was a technical foul, potentially. That could be the only logical explanation for what we just saw there. You wonder what was the issue. Something we definitely missed, obviously. Huskies will have possession on the offensive baseline.
Songu checking back into the game for Dante Tenari.
Fires it in. Simmons, the reception. Dipsy Doodle gets fouled. That one's going against Cohen McDonald initially. It'll be a baseline inbound.
Cohen McDonald in dangerous territory with 3 personal fouls so far. Started off 2 for 2 from 3, has slowed down.
Simmons got the baseline again, takes it, trying to dance past a couple, and instead will have the result of taking 2 from the charity stripe.
That's personal foul number 4 for Cohen McDonald. He's going to check out of the game for Pesena.
Early trouble here for McDonald, who plays his role on this RNS team, averaging 4.5 points a game. And actually represented Team Nova Scotia at the Canadian Games, where he had a fantastic tournament. Simmons, second one is good. Lots of free throws for Jalen Simmons here early on, but he'll take as many as he can get. He'll say thank you very much. Algebot will take it on the offense. Back up top. Pesena gives it back to Algebot. Likes the midi, gets the midi.
Too smooth from Kareem Algebot. Does everything on this court and is a massive part of this 20-point lead for RNS.
Acosta Reyes playing hot potato and gets the layup. Perfect connection there by Acosta Reyes and Kasungu to go back and forth, and one opportunity for Alessandro Acosta Reyes. And gets the lucky bounce to go his way. Pesena will fire it up quickly to Zach White. He'll start the attack. Dances through a couple, finds the lane. Layup no good! Kareem Algebot smokes that one home.
This man can do no wrong. Kareem Algebot with power flushes that one down on the putback.
Jalen Simmons looking to respond. Rejected by Algebot. Zach White, showtime. Yes!
RNS having fun out there. The 2 vets on the breakaway, Kareem Algebot and Zach White.
And a big bucket there by Bryce Knoll to kind of calm down the momentum a little bit, as RNS is feeling themselves right now, firing on all cylinders. Here's Zach White. Pesena back up top. Zach White tries to, a little bit of a lob there, it looked like, for Tate Van Ritchie. I don't know if that was intentional there by Zach White. It kind of looked like initially he was going to shoot a 3.
Looking to take advantage of the 6'10 center down there in the post, but a little bit too high for Tate Van Ritchie to collect.
And the Huskies with 3:12 left to go Actually, we'll have a whistle here temporarily, as I believe a substitution was being made. And now we'll be able to play the game. Look to kill as little time as possible, so they'll roll it up the court. Zach White will add pressure, and Acosta Reyes picks up the tempo. Acosta Reyes up top. Ward, top of the key, drives in. Kasungu, he loses that one, but sending it the other way. Hands it off to Aljaban. Trying to dance through a couple. Layup is short. Out of bounds it goes. And it will be an RNS basketball.
Elijah Mantley checking back into the game, shooting 4 for 8 and 1 for 2 from 3 so far today.
Zach White with some open space. Gets the bounce. Zach White is fired up. And one opportunity for the man they call the captain of RNS, Zach White.
Zach White, 10 points, now 11 with 2 boards, shooting 5 for 8 from the field. Extremely consistent.
Here's Price Knoll. Back and forth, unconnected there with Livingston. Out of bounds it goes. And a timeout called by Lincoln Prep after they were not pleased with that most recent possession. RNS have opened this game up to 22 points the difference. And when we come back, we'll wrap up the final 2 here in the second quarter.
My name is Chaz Louisi from Arete Threads. We are going to outfit a basketball player from head to toe. We do on-court apparel for uniforms, and then we do warm-up apparel, shooting shirts, off-court apparel. We do track suits, and then we do backpacks to carry all the gear to games to and from. Like North Pole Hoops helping on the league side and exposure side, we're going to help with the apparel side as well. They look good, feel good, play good, right? So trying to help kids with that and help as many kids as possible. Right?
We welcome you back here to Humber College. 2:45 left to go here in the second quarter. As Rothsay Netherwood is up to 63 points, looking to put on a performance here in their final game at the NPA National Championships. Zach White, who had a highlight reel dunk moments ago, will bring it up the floor. White surveying his options. Going to take on Livingston. Finds a play in the paint to Kasungu, but now will get intercepted. Still with possession. Corner 3 contested. Very short. Acosta Reyes is swarmed immediately and gets fouled. I believe that will be bonus, so Acosta Reyes will go to the line. Unnecessary foul there by either Aljabat or Mantley, who are the 2 defenders around them, but they're just transitioning the ball up court. Tons of time to get back. No need there, especially now in bonus, to give up 3-point opportunities for Lincoln Prep.
Costa Reyes very deadly in the paint, though. Shooting 6 for 9, 1 for 1 from 3, with 14 points on the day.
Neither of them connect there for Lincoln Prep, and here comes Rothsay Netherwood. Zach White, look for a lob. Aljabat in and out. Oh my, we almost blew the roof off this place. Mid-range, yes, from Price Knoll. Price Knoll looking to cause an interception. Zach White, Mantley in the paint, and an easy 2 there. Up and in from Kasungu. Price Knoll up top, gets the ball back. Looking to call the play, will slow things down. 12 to go in the shot clock. Price Knoll likes the jumper and bucket.
Price Knoll over that double-digit mark. Has some momentum for Lincoln Prep here.
Algebot takes a look at three, will decide to dribble instead. Guarded by Livingston. Back and forth he goes. Algebot kicks to the corner. Bentley drives. Jay. Out of bounds who will go. We'll see who will maintain possession. I believe.
Looks like it's going to be RNS ball off of Acosta Reyes.
Substitution coming to the game for Lincoln Prep. Number 0, Tyree Ward checks back in. And a foul called off the inbound play. It's going to go against Algebot of RNS and kill that possession. And whistles are flying here, and RNS will call themselves a timeout just to talk it over about what to do here in the final 1:16 before halftime. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
You guys got to be aggressive. 6 minutes left. It's a 13-point game. Okay, this is the time. Now's the time.
Final 1:16 here before halftime between Rothsay Netherwood and Lincoln Prep. RNS have themselves in a substantial lead up by 20, and Cam, they are having some fun with this game. We've seen many attempts to go for highlight reels.
There's some showtime moments out of Rothsay Netherwood so far in the first half, but Jalen Livingston takes it the other way with a flashy move and a strong take for an and one opportunity.
Hey, that's one way to respond after the timeout. If the Huskies are looking for the best 108 they can have here to end out the first half, at least trying to stay under the 20-point deficit they once found themselves in. 3-point play successful there for Livingston. Pasenya will fire it over to Zach White as they'll bring it over the half-court line. Here's White. Over to Bentley on the wing. Inside Algebot. He likes the juicy J, and it is money. Bryce Knoll hands it out to Livingston. 45 to go on the clock. Livingston tosses it down to the corner. Hawa, mid-range, you bet. Both teams trading possession for possession. Zach White, ball intercepted, up in the air. Pasenya battling now for RNS. Two purple bodies all over him. Out of bounds will be the call. And it will end up in a turnover as well. It will be Lincoln Prep basketball. .30 to go now on the clock. Potential final possession here. Livingston, head full of steam, spins, and gets the roll to go his way.
Beautiful touch from Jalen Livingston there, adding to his point total and trimming it to a 15-point deficit.
Zach White trying to drive. Finds Akatobi, and a travel will be called against Ife Akatobi. 6.5 to go on the clock. Can Lincoln Prep draw up something? They'll start with the roll. Jalen Livingston will pick it up. We'll see what he can create. Livingston likes the deep three, and it is quite short to end out the first half. It's a 67 to 52 point game as the Huskies narrow it down to 15 at halftime, Cam. Very exciting, very high scoring first half we just witnessed.
A lot of showtime moments, as I mentioned, on both sides. Kareem Algebot, multiple dunks. Zach White, multiple dunks. Jalen Livingston picking up the pace and proving for finding some momentum for the Lincoln Prep Huskies to bring it to win within 15. A lot more to come.
If you enjoyed the offensive masterclass we had in the first half, then you have to stay for the second half. RNS up 67-52 over Lincoln Prep. When we come back, second half basketball action.
NPA Nationals is right around the corner, and for the first time ever, we'll be doing an all-star game, which will feature the top players in the country. Each coach nominated a maximum of 3 players to be voted in the game. All-stars were voted on by league coaches as well as NPH committee members, with the top 22 vote getters being selected to the all-star game. Now, roster construction was the fun part. We made sure that we split up each team with pass-first point guards, high-flying wings, sharpshooters, and size in the front court. Team Blue will be coached by Kemi Ose of Fort Erie, who's coming in as the #1 team going into Nationals. This roster features Andy Gamau coming in as the point guard, and you'll have Eli Jolene, Isaiah Hamilton on the wing, as well as Patrick Anamali, Stefan Illich inside. They got a lot of firepower to boot as well, with Caleb Roberts, Harry Shellhammer providing a lot of high-level sharpshooting. Kamar Grant is going to come in with defensive intensity and versatility. Abdel Sanogo coming in, going to provide a lot of high-level athleticism and length at the guard position as well. Alessandro Acosta Reyes comes in as an underclassman and one of the top scorers in the league representing Lincoln Prep, with Promise Landu rounding out the roster, who everybody knows is one of the top guards in the country. Team Red will be coached by Eddie Richardson out of Edge in Calgary, and they've got a loaded roster as well. As you can see, Yusuf Ahmed, Malachi Richmond, 2 of the top guards in their class, with Dane Gore and Caleb Zhu adding their size and toughness inside. CJ Nelson coming in as the leading scorer in the NPA. He has a chance to really light it up. So does Jacob McGregor, Keziah Malcolm, both putting up big time numbers. We got Quinton Each here, another sharpshooter at Ridley. Alex Goljevic representing Polaris Prep. Dante Jones, one of the toughest guards, representing Hoden, and Kareem Aljabat, who's put up some pretty big stat lines, representing RNS out of New Brunswick. The game will be March 29th on the Sunday, the day after the championship game at Humber College. Make sure you pull up.
My name is Chaz Louisi from Arete Threads. We are going to outfit a basketball player from head to toe. We do on-court apparel for uniforms, and then we do warm-up apparel, shooting shirts, off-court apparel. We do track suits, and then we do backpacks to carry all the gear to games to and from. Like North Pole Hoops helping on the league side and exposure side, we're going to help with the apparel side as well. You look good, feel good, play good, right? So trying to help kids do that and help as many kids as possible. Right?
My name is Alessandro Casares, class of 2027 from Etobicoke, Toronto. I'm a 6'7" guard that plays for Lincoln Prep. I feel like I'm an all-around player that just tries to do everything I can to win, whether it's get rebounds, get points, assists, just trying to get everyone involved. As a player, I try to stay calm, try to play with pace, not let anyone speed me up. I feel like that's how I get into my bag. As a team, just trying to be a leader on the court, making sure guys are in their spots, just involving everyone, encouraging guys so that everyone could be to the best of their ability. I really like the Cade Cunningham comparison. I feel like he's a really overall, all-around guy. I feel like that's the best comparison for me. I would say #1 is God. I always put God first in everything I do. My mom sacrifices everything for me, just make sure I do everything at the highest level. Coach EP, Errol Patterson, he drives me everywhere. He's always with me, always around. And just everyone around, all my sport team, my siblings, my family, and God comes first. I've won an MPH championship in the summer with Monarchs, came second last year in MPH Division I with Lincoln. So I know what it's like to be on both ends of the stick. And honestly, it just makes me hungrier for an NPA championship this year.
My name is Silky Sullivan. Who's missing is my wife, the second half of DNV Chill Cryo Wellness Spa, Verona Sullivan. We started this company, DNV Chill Cryotherapy Wellness Spa, about going on 5 years ago. We felt the need for athletes to have recovery and pain management at sporting events. Technology that we have, the device that we have, we are able to spray athletes before they play, during halftime, and after they play, because it's nothing but 60 to 90-second sessions. It reduces inflammation, it reduces swelling, it eliminates muscle soreness. It's very efficient and it's very powerful. Anywhere that they're playing a high level of basketball, they're gonna need recovery. And I must say, this is my first time in Canada. Of course, I watched the SGA, the OKC won the championship, but for me to see with my own eyes, these kids I'm very impressed. I told Tyreek that I'm very impressed with the level of play that they're playing out there. With that being said, they playing long games. Like I tell kids, you have to recover like you practice and play. They're playing every day, they're practicing every day, and they're training every day. So you have to let your body recover. And so I figure that this is something that we could come up here and help them with, and they could also help us, and we can help each other, man.
How did I get into basketball? I've been asked that a lot in my 20+ years in the sport. Growing up, I didn't have much exposure to the game. All the nets in my neighborhood were locked away in school gyms, and before the Raptors, even watching the sport was a challenge. It changed a little in high school, but the opportunity to get better just wasn't there. When I graduated broadcasting school, I looked back and thought I couldn't be the only kid without exposure to this amazing game. And there must be kids much better than me who needed the opportunity to have their story told. And that became my mission, to give the sport the exposure it needed on national TV, podcasts, broadcasts, in boardrooms, anywhere that I could share my vision. I've learned from players, coaches, agents, broadcasters, owners, parents, brothers, sisters. The game that was once just out of my reach has provided me the opportunity to reach the highest level of the sport in North America. And it took me to gyms from coast to coast in Canada where everyone wants the same thing. The opportunity to enjoy the best the game has to offer, and the exposure to gain the opportunities it can provide. Why am I still in basketball? Because it's my mission, and I have so much more to give. There's one place that can provide me the opportunity to make an impact on as many lives as possible. I'm home.
We welcome you back here to Humber College for Day 3 of the NPA National Championship Tournament. Jacob Ewing alongside Cam Sterling. Second half action in the consolation bracket between Rothsay Netherwood and Lincoln Prep, and Cam, as we've spoken about in the late stages of the first half, a very high-scoring affair.
This being the last game for both of these teams, they're going out and they're going out with a bang. RNS up 15 points entering the second half, led by Kareem Aljabat with 17 points. And they look to continue here with Tate Van Ritchie getting off to a quick start.
Puts the put back. Here's Livingston looking to respond. Up top to Tenari. We'll toss it around to Custa Reyes. Looking to get shifty here with guarded by Van Ritchie. Over to a tough bucket from Alessandro Acosta Reyes.
Acosta Reyes, such good touch on the inside.
Here's Zach White.
Easy.
Driving on the inside, looking to do a reverse layup. That one's unsuccessful. Pushing the pace, Acosta Reyes. Open three. Livingston wide open. Successful.
Jalen Livingston began to catch fire as the first half came to a close. He continues it here with another three, with 10 points on the night, with 4 for 9 from the field. Looking to lift this Lincoln Prep Huskies team back into contention.
Tenari driving it, 2 in front of him, front iron, and rebounded there by Kareem Aljabat. Basenya, guarded by Livingston. Basenya got Van Ritchie with him. Will hand it off to Zach White. White getting shifty, gets the screen, drives inside, over one. Fancy work there from Zach White. Acosta Reyes will bring it up here for Lincoln Prep. Calls the screen, uses it, has a bit of space. Acosta Reyes back and forth, drives inside, over one. Uses his height advantage there to get that bucket.
That's 18 points for Alessandro Acosta Reyes. 7 boards, 3 assists, and a block to tack on.
Basenya has an open look, takes the space, and just off. Bryce Knoll with some speed, tries to play it over the big man, and Tate Van Ritchie. Perfect there from Bryce Knoll. Basenya into Aljabat, quickly turns, using the space and the speed, but can't get it to roll his way. Going the other way, here's Bryce Knoll, jacks the three, you betcha!
Judah Price Knoll, another one of these Huskies, willing Lincoln Prep back into this game. 13 points on the day, shooting 6 for 9 and 1 for 1 from 3.
Zach White will calm things down, getting shifty, driving inside, floater over two, too much. Custa Reyes fast resisting the other way, trying to make the attack. Kareem Aljabat all over that like a DB in football. Aljabat the other way, looking for coast to coast, banking in. Livingston continuing this fast-paced offensive effort. The Huskies have now pulled within 10, 9 the difference. Open three, Tenari, back iron. Basenya the other way, head full of steam, looking to use it to his advantage. Rebounded by Tate Van Ritchie, the putback is there. And Bryce Knoll will take it back up for the Huskies. Just feels like both these teams can't miss on either of their possessions. Bryce Knoll steps back, kicks to the corner. Acosta Reyes trying to bully his way in, hands it off. Tenari can't get the first one, battling there with Zach White, and a jump ball will be called.
Such a good start for the young center Tate Van Ritchie after not checking in the 93-81 loss to Tall Pines just yesterday. Class of 2029 center has 8 points and 4 boards here, shooting 2 for 4 and 4 for 4 from the line.
Around the horn it goes. Zach White behind his back, takes it to the paint, and a nice move there to find some open space. Can't get it to drop though. Hawa the other way, hands it off. Livingston! Front iron, rebounded there by Tenari. Back and forth it goes, actually, bouncing around. And calming that one down is Plonk. Aljabat, fast transition, takes it right to the paint, and one! Kareem Aljabat.
Kareem Aljabat, just so smooth in transition. has not made a mistake yet and has been converting through contact nonstop, willing this RNS roster for their first and only victory of the tournament and to go out with a bang.
And he has matched his 24 points he had yesterday in the loss to Tall Pines with still a whole quarter and 5 minutes left to go. Bryce Knoll takes the screen, gets a switch on him. Acosta Reyes, guarded by Aljaba. Steps back, likes the three. Taken down, and Zach White joins the fight, trying to spin away from two purple jerseys, finds some open space. Fast transition. Here's Elijah Mantley, hands it off. Plonk in the paint, and he'll be fouled and head to the free throw line. Successful on the first one there from Plonk, averaging 9.6 points per game. With that last free throw, brings him over the threshold of 5.
Been very active on the glass today, second on the team in rebounds with 6.
Both are good there from Plonk. Tenari pulls the jumper. Front iron, and Aljaba brings it down. Basenya, fast transition, attacking. Gives it to Mantley. He goes over 2. Bryce Knoll. Getting shifty, guarded by Zach White. Back and forth, takes to the paint, through the legs on a pass. Fantastic, finds Tenori in the corner. Hawa driving in, spinning, passes to Acosta Reyes, over top of the defender, doesn't matter. Here's Basenya. Acosta Reyes, make that Aljaba right away. Just off. Driving quickly. He just can't find the spin he would have wanted. Zach White pushing with speed, hands it off. Aljaba backing down a defender, and in this form he is playing right now, it is impossible to intercept a basketball from him. As he'll have an and one opportunity here, Cam.
Aljaba so poised, finishing through contact. His third and one opportunity of the night, the second of the quarter, and it forces Lincoln Prep to call a timeout.
The lead was as little as 9, now back up to 18 for RNS. Huskies call a timeout. More third quarter when we return.
My name is Chaz Louisi from Arete Threads. We are going to outfit a basketball player from head to toe. We do on-court apparel for uniforms, and then we do warm-up apparel, shooting shirts, off-court apparel. We do track suits, and then we do backpacks to carry all the gear to games to and from. Like North Pole Hoops helping on the league side and exposure side, we're going to help with the apparel side as well. You look good, feel good, play good, right? So trying to help kids do that and help as many kids as possible, right?
Aljaba will have an opportunity here at the free throw line. I got to take a look into the Lincoln Prep huddle there on the bench, Cam. Obviously down by 18 points, but it was Judah Price Knoll after the coach was done with his discussion, who was in the middle of the boys, just hyping them up, saying, listen, there's still lots of time left to go. We can easily get back in this game.
Judah Price Knoll taking a rest after willing this team back into contention along with Jalen Livingston and Alessandro Acosta Reyes. As Jalen Simmons rejoins the court along with Dante Tenari to try and trim this 18-point lead off of RNS.
Simmons gets fouled right away, and that one going against Santiago Plonk. He'll find the ball by the half-court line. Simmons around the horn. driving is Hawa. Kicks it to the corner. Open look, doesn't take it. Back and forth, goes up and one. Dante Tenari. And that's exactly what they need right now, the ability to finish through contact. In a game where they're down, now the difference, I believe, what that one made is 15. Zach White looks to lob it over to Tenari. He had none of that. Livingston end-to-end will be fouled. And that's exactly the way Lincoln Prep need to play. Cause a turnover on the defensive side and take it immediately. We've seen the pace that Jalen Livingston likes to play at. Goes a million miles per hour, goes to the rim, gets fouled there.
Already has 13 points on the day with 3 boards, an assist, and a steal. Shooting 5 for 11 from the field. A consistent spark plug for the Huskies here today.
The Huskies offense looks to run in a bit of a streaky aspect to it, where they get really hot, close down the lead, but then they go a bit dry, and RNS able to build it back up. Basenya tightly guarded by Livingston. Lobs it over to Al-Jaban in the paint. He gets double teamed. Backing down his defender. Fires it, picked off the other way. Tenari quickly. Showtime! Dante Tenari!
With authority. Dante Tenari, the 4th Husky in double digits. And boy, does he do it in style.
Basenya, corner. Metley. Bingo. Livingston drives inside. Congested by 3 defenders. He'll find himself at the charity stripe with 2. We had a lot of big action dunks and finishes from RNS in the first half, but that was the first one from Lincoln Prep in this game and in the second half alone, as Dante Tenari just took air. Rocco Pasenya. The 2 guards going work. Tons of space. He'll take it. Thank you very much. Rocco Pasenya nails it.
And leaves it hanging. Incredible arc on that jump shot from Rocco Pasenya. Raises that lead just a little bit more.
In the paint, all alone, Acosta Reyes. Up and in. Zach White back to Basenya. Slows things down. Wants Al-Jaban, won't give it to him. Foul will be called. It's an offensive foul against Rocco Pasenya to kill that possession. Simmons drives past Pasenya, foul committed. And it's going to be going against Jalen Simmons. Both teams trading offensive fouls here, Cam.
Jalen Simmons just a little bit too handsy on that drive, pushes Pasenya out of the way. And RNS catches a break after Akatobi got caught with an illegal screen.
Fires right away, Elijah Metley. Yes, sir.
Absolute string music from Elijah Mantley. 17 points on the day, 3 for 5 from 3.
Simmons looking for the tough bucket, and a blocking foul will go against Pasenya. And that is his 4th foul, I believe, potentially. He's up there.
That's Rocco Pasenya's 5th foul. His day will be over. So Elliot Beverly goes in to replace. Beverly 1 for 2 from 3 on the night.
And we saw Rocco Pasenya bring the ball up consistently for this RNS team. So the question becomes, who takes over that task? First one's good for Jalen Simmons.
RNS hasn't showed the speed capabilities that Lincoln Prep has so far with guys like Jalen Livingston and Jalen Simmons.
And the two guards operate at a very fast pace, like they're going down the highway.
Could be a playmaking forward type style with Kareem Algebot playing so well, facilitating the offense for RNS.
Bentley deep three, won't find it. Rebound is hounded there. Howell will come away with it fastly to Simmons. Drops into the corner, Livingston drives inside, spins two in his face. Will end up in RNS basketball. Bentley slowing things down. Calls the play. Elijah Mantley. They gave it to Algebot, his intended target. Nice cut by White. Doesn't drop. Quickly the other way. Jalen Simmons trying to take advantage of a defense slow to get back, and he does. Jalen Simmons with a fancy footwork finish.
There's that speed. Lincoln Prep finally taking advantage of that mismatch. Such shifty guards on the side of the Huskies.
Bentley loses possessions temporarily, gets it back, tries to find Akatobi in the paint. Foul will be called. And due to being in bonus, Bentley will have a pair at the free throw line here.
Judah Price-Knoll coming in to replace Jalen Simmons. Just another shifty guard coming off the bench of the Huskies.
Great depth at the guard position for Lincoln Prep.
5 Huskies in double digits now. Judah Price-Knoll, Dante Tenari, Jalen Livingston, Alessandro Acosta-Reyes, and now Jalen Simmons.
Both are good for Elijah Mantley. Successful in his free throws. Leads now up to 18. 30 seconds to go. Maybe final possession here for Lincoln Prep. In the corner. Tenari jacks the three. Fantastic from Dante Tenari. Zach White slowing things down. 10 to go in the third quarter. White looking to size up his defender. White takes it to the paint, lays it over one, doesn't get the bounce he wants. There's Livingston. 1 to go. Got to throw up a prayer. He does, and it doesn't go his way. And at the end of the third quarter, it is 95-80. 15 points the difference, going Rothsay Netherwood's way. When we come back, we'll see if the Lincoln Prep Huskies can kill the difference and get a lead themselves. Final 10 minutes. You're watching the NPA National Championships.
Welcome to the new era of basketball. They doubted you. They overlooked you. They didn't believe in you. But now, everything changes. No more sidelines. No more being underrated. No more sleeping. It's time for your game to speak. NPA has traveled the world. We've connected with the top players. We've built this stage. And now, it's time. Time for the game to rise. Time for you to rise. Time for the basketball world to wake up. Welcome to the new era of basketball.
Fourth quarter action. What does Lincoln Prep have left in the gas tank? Jalen Livingston drives inside. Floater bouncing around, just doesn't bounce the direction he would have wanted that basketball to go. Here's Kareem Algebot. Sizing up his defender, driving to the baseline, and up and in for Algebot.
What a one-on-one matchup between Alessandro Acosta-Reyes and Kareem Algebot.
Acosta-Reyes swarmed in the paint, but able to fight his way through it and get the two. Mantley gets the screen, and a foul going to be called against Tate Van Ritchie. I believe on the screen.
Van Ritchie got caught as a body block. Elijah Mantley used the screen while Van Ritchie was moving. That's going to get called every time.
Acosta-Reyes, Tenari. Finds some space. Rims out. Van Ritchie lobs it over one. Bit too high there for Elliott Beverly. And just like that, it's back in the hands of purple jerseys. George Howa will step up to take it. Up top, Acosta-Reyes slows things down. Got some space, hands it off. Jacking the three, Howa. And Elijah Mantley will bring it up the court. Sets the screen again. Mantley guarded by Livingston. Another screen there from Van Ritchie, trying to find some space. Here's a three, Beverly. Off the side of the rim. Livingston will transition it the other way. Fast pass, Tenari! The athleticism from Dante Tenari on showcase here this afternoon.
Tenari gets his tally up to 15 points on the day, shrinks the lead to 13.
Livingston gets the pass, looks for the lay, bounces off on the fast transition after he caught a pass from Dante Tenari. And will head to the free throw line, and just like that, Cam, Lincoln Pratt feeling hot as of recently, have cut the lead down to just 13.
A lot of contact on that take for Jalen Livingston. Only 2 for 5 from the charity stripe here today. Needs to knock these down. Misses the first one for 2 for 6.
Got one more opportunity, though, at the line before his time is up. And he does make that one to bring him 3 for 7. Algebot will bring it up the court. Gets the screen from Van Ritchie. Looking to play with the bigs. Takes it right to the rim, and a travel will be called.
Looks like a bit of a stutter step from Algebot. Thought he had the gather step, but took one too many, and he gets called.
Trying to do it all by himself, and we've seen he's able to do that, but the game plan defensively for Lincoln Prep have adjusted. In the corner, wide open, look for Acosta-Reyes. Close side rim. Up the board quickly, Elijah Mantley. Spinning, kicking, corner, Beverly, Mantley, picked away by Livingston. Fast transition, Jalen Livingston, over and one as he lays it over top of Kareem Algebot.
So much speed from Jalen Livingston and the rest of the backcourt for these Lincoln Prep Huskies. Nobody to counter it with Rocco Pisegna out for the rest of the game. And they're going to be forced to call a timeout.
RNS needing to talk things over as the lead is now down to just 10. Lincoln Prep catching fire at just the right time. We'll see if they can complete the comeback when we return.
My name is Chaz Louisi from Arete Threads. We are going to outfit a basketball player from head to toe. We do on-court apparel for uniforms, and then we do warm-up apparel, shooting shirts, off-court apparel. We do track suits, and then we do backpacks to carry all the gear to games to and from. Like North Pole Hoops helping on the league side and exposure side, we're going to help with the apparel side as well. You look good, feel good, play good, right? So trying to help kids do that and help as many kids as possible. Right?
We welcome you back here to Humber College. 7:46 left to go here in the fourth quarter between Rough St. Netherwood and Lincoln Prep. Jacob Ewing alongside Cam Sterling. Livingston looking to finish off a three-point play after he had the layup successful just moments ago. Converts. Tightly guarded there by Livingston. Here's Mantley. Wide open for Zach White. Got a bunch of space in front of him. Takes advantage with the two.
Fantastic through ball from Elijah Mantley.
Tenori back up top to Price Knoll. Price Knoll goes to his right, goes to Algebot's right. Tough finish, doesn't get it. Van Ritchie will bring it down. Here's Mantley. Back up top, Zach White. We'll see what the captain could do here. Algebot on the wing. Fakes the handoff, takes it to the rim. Kicks it back out wide open, Elliott Beverly. Back iron, and out of bounds it goes. It will be a Lincoln Prep basketball.
Bit of a lid on the rim for Elliott Beverly here today. Only 1 for 4 from 3 for the sharpshooter. Started off 1 for 1, but has yet to find some momentum as RNS looks to continue this lead.
Back up top. Price Knoll swinging around the horn. Tenari getting shifty, takes it in, hands it off. Ward gets rejected. They get it back though. Second chance opportunity here. Tyree Ward hands it off to Acosta Reyes. Up top, Price Knoll, whistle blown. And it's gonna think it's gonna be a shot clock violation there, Cam. There are still 19 left in the shot clock here, but I think it's just an error potentially from the scorer's table. As that ball did bounce around a couple different possessions there.
Ball did bounce around, but there was no clear shot on net. And there wasn't clear switch of possession either, so it's going to be a reset.
All right, here we go. Jalen Simmons. Acosta Reyes drives inside to his left, waits out his opponent. Beautiful patience there from Alessandro Acosta Reyes.
Beautiful touch once again from Acosta Reyes. 26 points on the day, shooting a very consistent 12 for 17 as well.
Algebot trying to bully his way through. Beverly three, bingo! Acosta Reyes up top, stepping back there is Price Knoll, slowing things down. Double teamed. Simmons near half court, guarded by Mantley. Gets the screen. Simmons jacks the three. And off the rim. Triple digits here for RNS. They're over top of the 100 threshold at 102. Plonk sizing his defender. Off the hands of White and turned over the other way. Here's Simmons. Simmons with some pace. Tries to go over top of his defender. And a foul will be called against Santiago Plonk.
RNS has to look out for foul trouble here. A bunch of their go-to guys sitting at 4 fouls. Kareem Algebot, Cohen McDonald, both at 4. They already lost Rocco Pisena. They cannot afford to lose anybody else.
Second one's good for Simmons. Brings the lead down to just 11. I don't know if we've seen single digits a couple times in the lead difference. The Huskies would like to definitely narrow that in though. Getting into the late stages of the fourth quarter. Around the horn it goes. They get it back up top. Plonk gives it back to Beverly. He's got a bit of space. He'll take it. Way too heavy. Price Knoll, the 6'2" guard. Goes to his left, gets picked off. Beverly with a good turnover. Here comes Zach White the other way. Head full speed. Zach White stepping around, kicks it back out. That one ends in the hands of Simmons. Jalen Simmons, a bit of space. Can he get it in? He can. Won't miss many of those as he goes up by himself.
First single-digit lead since the first quarter. RNS losing that lead by the minute. It's a slow drip, but Lincoln Prep has crawled back into contention.
And you can see why with that turnover right there, why they're back in this game. Jalen Simmons gets fouled. This one going to go against Elliot Beverly. And Coach Damian Gay has seen enough of this play recently from RNS. Will call a timeout. As you mentioned, Cam, the lead's now down to single digits. Going to come down to the final couple plays as we're late here in the fourth quarter. Don't go anywhere. .429 left to go here in this consolation game between Rothsay Netherwood and Lincoln Prep. Lincoln will have the basketball, only down by 9 points. They've narrowed this lead down significantly. Give it in to Jalen Simmons. He'll fire one quickly inside the paint to Custa Reyes. Back up top, Simmons, high-low. And the floater is good. Lead down to just 7. Zach White goes to his right, drives in, got a lane, reverse layup, no good, but it will be a foul call, and Zach White will head to the line.
Zach White, a consistent 15 points on the night, 7 for 14 from the field. With 5 boards, an assist, a steal, and a couple of blocks. Has done everything for his RNS squad.
Offensive rebound there by Algebot, but picked off right away by Bryce Knoll. He'll calm things down. Bryce Knoll hands it off. Tenari, open look, takes it. You bet! Mantley looking to respond. Algebot in the near side corner. Spinning, got 2 on his back. Foul will be called as Bryce Knoll got a little bit too hungry. There'll be an inbound here on the sideline for RNS.
That's foul number 3 for Judah Bryce Knoll. 3:42 left on the clock. Lincoln Prep Huskies cannot afford to lose any of their top stars as they continue to crawl back.
Zach White got a space to his left. He'll take advantage. Kicking it back out in the corner. Algebot jacks the 3. Front rim, bouncing around, ends up in a purple jersey possession. Fast transition. Acosta Reyes takes it right to the rim and good. It's a 3-point game. With 3 minutes to go, Zach White cutting back. Kicks to the corner. Open look. Matley. Perfect. A big-time 3 for Elijah Matley leads up to 6.
Elijah Matley with 22 points on the day. 8 for 16 and 4 for 7 from 3.
Bryce Knoll puts one around the world. Did everything but drop through the actual bucket. Here's Zach White fighting for his life to get through defenders. And a well-earned foul call. As he was battling tooth and nail to get through that traffic.
That'll be foul number 4 on Dante Tenari, a big defensive anchor for the Lincoln Prep Huskies, along with 18 points on the night.
Mantley searching, finds Beverly. Up top, here's White. What can the captain cook up late in this game? White drives to his right, over top of two, bouncing around, and it's taken down by Tenari. Acosta Reyes driving, two in front of him, takes on Beverly aggressively, gets taken down, and that will be some free throws upcoming for Alessandro Acosta Reyes.
That'll be foul number 4 for Elliott Beverly as well. A huge spark plug to stretch the floor for RNS. If this game gets within one possession, they're going to need all the shooting they can get on their lineup.
Bounces around a couple times. Doesn't go. Still 2-possession game here. But these free throws critical down the stretch. And he lightly misses the second one. Full court press, Algebot, tons of space. What can we see here? Mantley, the layup is successful. Brings us to 8-point game. Fastly up the court, open, Ward pulls the three. And Zach White, the only rebounder there to collect it. And Elijah Mantley will calm things down. Akatobi gets the defender to bite. Zach White, corner, Algebot, three. Back iron, bouncing around offensive rebound. Mantley, round 2. And again, another one that doesn't drop for RNS. Bryce Knoll with some speed, has White on his shoulder, spins, fires, blocked from behind from Akatobi. And the bounds it goes. Substitution coming to the game. Jalen Livingston will join back into the Lincoln Prep offense. Big offensive possession here for the Huskies. Got to be able to convert. They'll toss it in. In the corner, Livingston freshly subbed in, back up top to Tenari. Goes to his left, trying to drive inside, puts up an awkward one and won't be successful. Turnover though, a massive one. Acosta Reyes tries to kick to the corner and Beverly read it like a book, but it goes back to the purple jerseys. 3-ball Price, no, rebound Simmons. He goes up and he will cap it off.
That was a rough possession for both teams, just antsy to make a decision, uncontrolled passes. Both teams getting in each other's passing lanes.
A carry called against Zach White. Nobody in front of him, but just got a bit too calm there. Let go of himself for a second in an unnecessary turnover. Jalen Simmons will run the offense. Wants to take Algebot by himself, spinning, patience, oh yeah! It's a 4-point game with under a minute to go. Elijah Mantley dealing with the full court press. That one spins away. Turnover, taken to the rim, Acosta Reyes. It's an offensive foul. And Alessandro Acosta Reyes can't believe it.
Elijah Mantley coming up slow. He took a monster charge from Alessandro Acosta Reyes.
And a timeout will be called by RNS. Cam, we're in for a thriller. It's a 4-point game in the final minutes here in this one. Don't go anywhere.
My name is Chaz Louisi from Arete Threads. We are going to outfit a basketball player from head to toe. We do on-court apparel for uniforms, and then we do warm-up apparel, shooting shirts, off-court apparel. We do track suits, and then we do backpacks to carry all the gear to games to and from. Like North Pole Hoops helping on the league side and exposure side, we're going to help with the apparel side as well. You look good, feel good, play good, right? So trying to help kids do that and help as many kids as possible. Right?
Time is of the essence for the Lincoln Prep Huskies. 50.1 seconds left to go. Down by 4.
Every single Husky on the court right now in double-digit figures. They're going with the top lineup to close this game out and scratch all the way back to the RNS sitting at 108. 4 points behind.
And that's what it's taken to get here, Cam. Offense from everybody, including 30 points for Alessandro Acosta-Reyes, who just took the offensive foul to create the turnover.
18 for Jalen Livingston and Dante Tenari. 16 for Judah Price-Nolan and 18 for Jalen Simmons.
Tight full court press. Zach White will bring it up the court. Gets past one. White plays in Akatobi. He'll slow things down. They have the time advantage being up by 4. Huskies looking for a foul, still unable to find one. Zach White kicks it. Beverly, the 3. Oh, yeah! Elliott Beverly in clutch time. Jalen Simmons with a prayer. No good. Rebound, Zach White. 25 seconds to go, trying to create a turnover is Livingston. Dasses one up in the air, gotta be careful. RNS, Aljabot, double teamed. Gotta get a foul and they will. And that three-pointer from Elliott Beverly in the corner may potentially be the difference maker to put this game to bed.
Jalen Simmons with a technical foul to close this game out. Aljabot's going to have 3 free throws at the line.
And it looks like that's the 5th foul in the ballgame for Jalen Simmons. As George Hawa will take his place on the court. That's a way to go down.
Simmons cannot believe it.
Nope. And a very beneficial bounce there for Aljabot. Gives a point back to the bench after the boys were fired up with that one.
Aljabot needs one more for a 30-point game.
And with 8 points, if he makes this one, it would make it 9. The difference between these two teams, which would be the maximum for a 3-point possession ball game. Front rim. And it's 3 free throws as Livingston went in there trying to get this game going. Have a quick conversation here from the refs.
We had 1 technical foul and 2 free throws from the Lincoln Prep Huskies being in bonus. A little bit of a miscommunication here to sort out which free throw was which.
And it looked like he'll cap it off with the technical foul free throw here. Kareem Aljabot, when needed from RNS, has been there to capitalize. One of the final possessions of the game. Acosta-Reyes passes out. Price, no, from deep. Keeps hopes alive. It's a
5-point game.
Aljabot surveying his options. Got to fire one up. It's a prayer. Akatobi hands it off. Beverly will slow things down. 5 seconds to go. It's a foul to stop things going on the clock. As Hawa had to get in the grill of Beverly. But with 4.4 to go, Cam, is it enough time?
There needs to be a lot of things to go right for the Lincoln Prep Huskies here. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be down to the wire. There's still a chance. There's always a chance. But it's a tight squeeze.
And we'll have to wait and find out as the Lincoln Prep Huskies call a timeout. Don't go anywhere. It's a nail biter here in the consolation bracket. 4.4 left to go on the clock. And we'll have a pair of free throws upcoming for Elliot Beverly. He has the opportunity to make it a 3-possession game and put it out of reach for the Huskies.
Elliot Beverly 3 for 7 from 3 on the day. Gets into double digits for the 4th member of Rothsay Netherwood to do so.
First one is magic. Second one is perfect. It's a 7-point game. 3 possessions needed for the Huskies. And they have 4.4 seconds to go. And it looks like we'll have another timeout, Cam, with no time ticked away since the last time we see a timeout. Don't go anywhere. The Huskies with the ball need a prayer here late in this game.
My name is Chaz Louisi from Arete Threads. We are going to outfit a basketball player from head to toe. We do on-court apparel for uniforms, and then we do warm-up apparel, shooting shirts, off-court apparel. We do track suits, and then we do backpacks to carry all the gear to games to and from. Like North Pole Hoops helping on the league side and exposure side, we're going to help with the apparel side as well. You look good, feel good, play good, right? So trying to help kids do that and help as many kids as possible. Right?
Let's see what Lincoln Prep can draw up here. Gotta get at least, I think, a 3. And then another 3, and then a 2.
It's gotta be quick.
Here's the inbound from Hawa. What can they draw up? Quickly to Livingston. Taking some time. He's gonna take up a floater. And doesn't go, and that will do it. Rothsay Netherwood win it 114-107 over the Lincoln Prep Huskies.
Kareem Al-Jabat and Elijah Mantley willing this RNS squad to victory. 114-107, an absolute barn burner here at Humber College in the consolation bracket. 29 for Al-Jabat, 24 for Elijah Mantley. But Lincoln Prep, so many scorers, so many dynamic offensive producers. It just was not enough to take down RNS.
It was truly an offensive masterclass in this game, Cam. We saw a bit of everything. Threes, mid-ranges, absolute monster jams. Just a phenomenal basketball game, and big props to Lincoln Prep, who was not out of it for a second of this game, despite RNS having substantial leads at times. They never gave up. They made it close at the end, as little as 3 points. Just weren't able to get it done. The constant pressure from RNS and the constant scoring is what put them over the edge.
It truly was the veteran leadership from Zach White and Kareem Al-Jabat as well, willing this young RNS squad with so much potential to the victory here today. They came up just short last night against Tall Pines, but they get a victory here to close out their tournament with a win.
Rothsay Netherwood end their trip at the National Championship with a win in the consolation bracket, 114-107 over Lincoln Prep. For Cam Sterling and our entire team here at MPH, I'm Jacob Ewing. Thank you for watching.
History has been made in Canadian basketball. One hand down, all over the defense.
One-hand cockback.
Oh! Bringing the fans to their feet, putting a man in the rim. Ain't that awesome? Oh my Lord!
Welcome to the NPA on NPH.